Rain hammered the city as Sarah Morgan arrived at Blackthorn Apartments. The six-story building stood like a corpse in the storm, its cracked walls lit by flashes of lightning. 6 months after her husband's death, Sarah wanted a fresh start. The elderly landlord handed her the key to apartment 606. "If you hear strange noises," he said quietly, "ignore them." Then he walked away. The apartment seemed normal enough. For one night, Sarah felt hope. At exactly 6:06 the next morning, Sarah woke suddenly. As she passed the hallway mirror, she froze. A woman stood behind her reflection. Sarah spun around. Nobody. When she looked back, the mirror was empty. She blamed exhaustion, but unease followed her all day. The next morning, at 6:06, the woman returned. This time she stood at the end of the hallway. She wore a torn wedding dress and a damaged veil. The moment Sarah gasped, the figure vanished. That night she searched for information about the building, but found nothing. Still, she couldn't forget the bride. On the third morning, the bride appeared again. Closer, standing directly behind Sarah's reflection. A pale hand slowly reached toward her. Sarah screamed. A crack split the mirror. Moments later, her neighbor Marcus knocked on her door. When Sarah described the bride, his face turned pale. "How many times have you seen her?" "3. Marcus stepped back. "Leave this building." Then he hurried away. That night, Sarah heard dragging footsteps outside her apartment. She looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty. Then blood-red words slowly appeared on the wall. "You only have 3 days left." When she opened the door, the message was gone. The following morning, the bride stood only feet away. Black tears streamed down her gray face. She pointed behind Sarah. When Sarah turned, nothing was there. Later, Marcus finally explained. Inside his apartment, he showed her old newspaper clippings. Missing tenants, different years, same building. Every victim had reported seeing a bride. "My wife saw her too," Marcus whispered. "What happened?" "She disappeared on the 6th day." Determined to learn the truth, Sarah searched city archives. There she found a photograph of Eleanor Graves, a woman who vanished from Blackthorn Apartments in 1928 before her wedding. The photograph showed the same bride. On the 5th morning, Eleanor's face filled the mirror. She looked terrified. Her lips formed one word: run. The bathroom light exploded. Violent pounding erupted from inside the walls. Then silence. In the mirror, a tall shadow appeared behind Sarah. Glowing eyes stared at her. The bride wasn't hunting her. Something else was. Digging deeper, Sarah uncovered records about Victor Blackthorn, the building's original owner. Several women vanished under his care before he disappeared himself. An old blueprint revealed a hidden room beside apartment 606. That night, armed with a flashlight and crowbar, Sarah broke through her bedroom wall. A foul smell poured from the darkness. Inside lay dozens of skeletons. Wedding rings glittered among the bones. Then she heard a growl. 2 glowing eyes opened in the shadows. A skeletal figure stepped forward, wearing a twisted grin. Victor Blackthorn, still alive, still feeding. The creature lunged. Sarah ran through the hallway as claws scraped behind her. Lights flickered. Doors slammed. Residents screamed. As Victor closed in, the hallway mirror shattered. Eleanor stepped out. Ghostly figures emerged beside her. The spirits of every victim. Together they seized Victor. A blinding white light filled the corridor. The monsters screamed as the spirits dragged him into the collapsing hidden chamber. Then everything went silent. 6 months later, Blackthorn Apartments stood abandoned. Authorities discovered the remains hidden inside its walls and sealed the building forever. Every year, Sarah returned with white roses. For Eleanor, the bride who had spent nearly a century trying to save others. And sometimes, in the morning mist, Sarah saw a woman in a white wedding dress standing near the ruins, watching peacefully. At last the bride had gone home,